Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hadil, and today we're gonna do the book snob tag. And actually I was tagged by a book ramble, so I will link his channel below. And also I have watched a couple of these as well in the past week or a couple of weeks by a couple of other YouTubers, which I will also link them below, their channels rather. So since I haven't been filming videos for a while and life has got really busy and I've sort of set me off track a little bit, I feel like doing a tag will be kind of easier to ease me back into filming videos, as opposed to doing a book review, which I'm not ready to do that just yet, but hopefully I will in the next video. Okay, this tag, there are 10 questions, and I'm going to do my best to answer these questions as honestly and transparently as I can. All right, so number one, what is your definition of book snobbery? Let's say I have personal taste in books. I like certain books, and if I see somebody reading a book that is not to my taste, let's say, I might look down my nose at that. So to me, that is what a snob is, or a book snob, or book snobbery is. Okay, number two, is there a genre of type of book you would never consider reading? A genre or type of book you would never consider reading? No, actually, in short, no. There are books I would never consider reading, but in terms of genre, absolutely not. Actually, I like all types of genres. I think my least go-to type of genre has always been anything sort of horror, and that's only because I'm such a scaredy cat. I'm not very good with horror books, especially anything that is kind of creepy or supernatural or anything like that. Having said that, I am dipping my toes a little bit in the horror genre, and I was recommended this book as to start off with. So I am reading this right now, and it's kind of a bit of a ghost story. So I'm trying there. So yeah, no, there isn't any particular genre of book or type of book that I would never consider reading. I'm open to reading anything, as long as it's well written, or something that is interesting to me or sounds interesting to me. Number three, does erotica count as literature? Interesting question. Yeah, why not? I think anything that is written well could count as literature, surely. So the answer, this question, the answer could be yes. It can also be no. If it's written poorly, then I probably wouldn't consider it literature. Is that snobbery? Maybe. But in short, yes. Number four, is it better to read classic books than popular bestsellers? Now, this question is a bit tricky for me, because I want to say no, it's not better to read classic books. The problem is, last year I read quite a few popular bestsellers, books that are trending so hard in social media, and I've just been disappointed time and time again. And when I have gone to read classic books, I've been impressed, and I've really enjoyed classic books and loved reading classic books. So this is my dilemma. I feel like a lot of the classic books, well, the ones that I've read anyway, have been written so well and so just evokes so much and in me, and the prose and the writing and the characters, and it's just I've loved, or at least strongly liked, many of the classic books I've read. And popular bestsellers, I've liked a few, I've enjoyed quite a few, but I feel like I've been kind of disappointed more often than not. I really hate to admit this, but that's just the fact. That's just the way it is. I have a lot of books that I've yet to read that are popular bestsellers, and hopefully I will find many that I really enjoy. Okay, number 5. Have you ever bragged about reading a classic in order to sound smart? I mean, I would say bragged, but I talk about the classics that I have read. Yes, I do talk about them, and I feel maybe I do kind of feel smart. Ooh, I read this classic, in that way. I've never said I've read a book, whether it's a classic or anything else, just for the sake of sounding or appearing in a certain way, or to get someone to perceive me in a certain way. That has never happened and will never happen. However, yeah, of course, I've talked about, proudly talked about classic books that I have read to people when it has come up in conversation, and I probably feel pretty smart about some of them. So, yeah, there you go. Number 6, do audiobooks count as reading? What about comic books or graphic novels? Yes, absolutely. Audiobooks, it's a form of consuming books. It's completely valid form of consuming books. I have absolutely nothing wrong, nothing against listening to audiobooks. In fact, last month, I listened to Project Hail Mary, and I really enjoyed that. The narrator, Ray Porter, was fantastic. I really liked the book. It's a popular book. You know, if you refer to the earlier question, it's a really popular bestsellers. I wouldn't say I was crazy about the book or I loved the book, but I did like the book quite a lot. So yeah, audiobooks absolutely count as reading because, you know, if you ask me if I know Project Hail Mary, for example, I would say, yeah, absolutely. I know the story. I know what happens from start to finish. I know the characters. I know, so yes, absolutely. Comic books, yeah, of course. Why not? Comic books can count as reading as well. It's a story. It's a story that is being told. There are characters. You get an idea of what the character is, and you either get to love or like or dislike the character. Maybe there's a villain or something like that. Graphic novels, I love graphic novels, so absolutely counts as reading. Okay, number 7. Have you ever looked down at someone for reading a particular fluff book? Okay, when you say fluff book, like, what do you consider to be a fluff book? Because actually, I do read certain books for fun, for entertainment. I do like romance books, for example. I do like thrillers. I enjoy reading thrillers and romance. I've read some this year so far, and are they the best written books? Are the character development? Are they written so well that there's sort of fleshing out of characters? No, not necessarily. But I've absolutely enjoyed, and I still continue to enjoy reading certain books, even if it's considered to be a fluff book. Have I ever looked down at someone? If somebody's reading a book that I really did not like, and I have certain opinions on, Not necessarily well, maybe a fluff book if you want to consider it that, but maybe I do look down on that because I think that book is terrible, the author is terrible, why are you enjoying it, you know? So maybe there is a little bit of judgment, if I'm honest. And I would be surprised if people say that they don't judge other people, because I think we all do, just a little bit. But do you know what? Ultimately, if somebody is reading a book, I think that's amazing. I think reading should be encouraged, and it's not up to us to say what somebody else should read or should enjoy, or what a certain book means to someone. You know, what if there is a book that resonates deeply with me and impacts me and touches me and evokes emotions in me, and it may not do in somebody else, that's absolutely fine. You know, reading books and reading experiences can be very, very personal. So I think I respect and appreciate people who read, and that's it, full stop. Okay. Number 8, have you ever been the recipient of someone else's snobbery? I don't think I have been directly. It's never been, nobody's ever said anything to me that I felt or perceived any snobbery towards me. However, I do read certain books that may be perceived as fluff books by somebody else. So somebody might look down on me for that reason. That's absolutely fine. Number 9, would you ever be friends with a snob? I would be friends with people who are fundamentally good. If they are a little bit of a snob and they are that way with some humor, if their snobbery is endearing, not arrogant, I absolutely cannot stand arrogance, you know, in people. It's not a nice character trait. But if it's endearing and humorous and light-hearted, then absolutely yes. Ultimately, I only befriend or want to be around, really, I want to be around people who are fundamentally good people, even if they are a little bit flawed. As I am myself, I would say I am a flawed person. I'm not a perfect person. Number 10, are people who don't read less sophisticated than people who do? No, I don't think so. That you know, who is to say who somebody, who is to say how somebody, if somebody is sophisticated or not? I think sophistication is reflected in a person's attitude, behavior, action, words, the way they interact with other people. It's nothing to do with their reading habits or lack thereof. So no, I don't think so. You know, people can be readers and not be particularly sophisticated, or they can be not readers but be quite sophisticated. So I think yeah, so I think no, and that is my answer. I don't know, I feel like maybe I've gone through these questions really quickly, but to be honest, I have really enjoyed I'm looking at the paper. I'm so sorry about this. I haven't done this in a while, so maybe I need to get back into practicing or learning how to be a YouTuber properly. Anyway, so that's it. I really enjoyed making this video. There's a couple of other videos that I want to film very, very soon, including book reviews as well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked these questions and you want to do this and you're watching, consider yourself tagged. I'm not going to tag any particular people. I love learning about people, and tag videos for me is a way of me learning about the person behind the channel, learning about who they are as people, what makes them tick, or at least aspects of their personalities and likes and dislikes. So yeah, please do that. And if you do the video, if you do the tag, do tag me as well so I can watch your video and yeah, I look forward to it. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, etc. Thank you. Take care and see you next time.